Hello, and that was awful. Hello, welcome back to Shout Does Things. And today, we're in Paint. And why are we in Paint? This is a One Piece. There's actually a reason. I want to discuss things. Nothing bad. I don't know why I made it sound like that. We'll get back to regularly scheduled programming tomorrow. But I'm excited for this video because I have celebrations and things to talk about, and progress I've made, and thoughts I have to share. And the reason we're on Paint instead of like the Sim or something is because this is the kind of video where you'd have like a live cam and like a person. Oh, this is awful. I need to like clear this. I don't. There we go. Okay. This is the kind of part where you'd have like a person and they'd be talking, but I'm not that kind of content creator, and I don't want to be. So instead, we have Paint, so I can like talk with my hands. Uh, like this, yeah, hands. See, hands. Okay. So why are we here? What are we here for? So the main thing to talk about is I want like a schedule, right? I post daily at like 8 a.m. My time, and with that, one second, we have this, days of the week. Okay, we have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, I post 8 a.m., which is like super early, right? And then every day I post like a Shanks video, or I try to. Mostly because I don't know what else to make right now. And that's what gets the most views, frankly. That's a part of it. The issue with that is while we love our main man Shanks, um, him Shanks, this is Shanks, he's been mostly solved, which isn't great because the main two lists, both control, where you just like shoot things, and then tank, where you just like block things with a shield. Yeah, that's what that is. They're just they've just been solved, so it's kind of hard to make like constant gameplay videos with that when the deck is very consistent. First of all, so every match kind of looks the same, and frankly, I don't like. Okay, so I just don't want to play that as much as I do. Shanks Burnout, I guess. A video on average usually takes me from like I usually start recording. This is part of the thing. I need to fix my schedule, but I usually start recording on like 11 p.m. right around this time, and then I record until I have like 1 hour of footage. Okay, 1 hour of footage. So 1 hour of footage usually, in theory, would take an hour, right? And then it would take like another, let's say, 2 hours to get the video ready for the next day. And 2 a.m. is not a terrible time to go to bed for the schedule I currently have, which is nothing. However, an hour of gameplay footage actually takes like 5 hours to make, because ranked gameplay for me lately has either been terrible because I've been playing terribly, and to show that off here, like this has been this right here, this spot right here where I have gone nowhere in ranked has been like 5 days of recording, and I have hit a much worse win rate due to this. And this has honestly killed my I guess self-esteem in regards to this deck. Part of that is it's hard. The reason I started making content was not because I wanted to. And it's not, I did not want to. It was not something I didn't like the idea of doing, and just because of pressure. But it was something I didn't have a want for. It wasn't something I was going out of my way to do. People wanted to see me make content on Shanks because they considered me a good Shanks player. And that, in some ways, has put more pressure on me to play well. It's like I play to have fun. I do play to have fun, but there is sort of a level where it's like, as much as I play to have fun, the stuff I'm uploading still needs to be good, because people look at my content to get better with this deck, and none of these games were good. Like maybe one or two of them were good, but like the ones that were good were mostly like losses. And while I have no problem posting losses, I usually don't, because I usually was not like losing. I was on a massive win streak. It's hard to justify posting the good games that are just losses when all the games I'm winning are from my opponent misplaying, because I'm genuinely just not playing this deck well. Like I have not been a good pilot over this time period. That I'm like very, I guess, aware of that fact. So this is why I haven't been posting as much direct Shanks gameplay lately. I have been trying. This doesn't seem like a lot of games. I don't know. It's probably like 20 if I had to guess. I'm not gonna go in here and count. But again, when my time frame to record is this to this, recording like this usually is like I don't know. This isn't. It's kind of explain. I get very distracted when I'm recording, especially like when I'm on a losing streak. I don't just sit here and slam my head into the wall over and over again. I hate doing that. As someone who like plays Dark Souls, like Elden Ring, and I'm terrible at that game. Like I've learned like I guess anger management, stress management, and a lot of that is just taking breaks. So like if I go on like a 2-game losing streak, like I'll sit around for like an hour and do something else. And that's because I have very little motivation to play this deck sometimes when I'm doing horribly. So I've been doing other things. I've been making guides, and it's a little just demoralizing, I guess, is the end point. So beyond that, so the reason I brought this up, I forget, but I think it was because I was talking about why there hasn't been as much gameplay lately. I kind of want to talk about, like, I guess the release schedule. So we have like 7. Oof, that was awful. I was gonna say 7 days a week. I can make squares. Oh, this is so much better. Okay. This is awful. 1 second. Let me become an artist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. There's 7 days in a week, right? Now I upload in all of them, and that's fun. Actually, I do like daily uploads. I don't have a problem with it because I record daily anyway. However, my issue is up here. This is big. I don't need this to be big anymore. This to this sucks. I can't do that daily. I need it to, let me make this slightly bigger. Wow, actually I can make this really big. Sorry, I didn't really plan for any of this, to be honest. I shaved the top off that one box, that's fine. Wednesday doesn't need it, or Thursday. I want it to be closer to like, it's like 2 p.m. to like 6 or something, right? That's so bad. This is horrible. Can I type on this? I really should have used a different program. It's like 2 p.m. to like 6 p.m. Something manageable in the middle of the day that does not have the potential to affect my health long term. Because this is like even short term, like my sleep schedule is fucked. My sleep schedule is awful. I can't like keep this up. So I want to change to like this, which means I need time frames where I'm able to do this, which also just has not been lately. Things are going on in my personal life that have impacted me from doing this. And I know if I have the time, I can do this. So the goal is to go back to doing this. And alongside that, the goal is not to do our lovely red-haired man every single day, because that's kind of boring to record, frankly. The deck is very consistent and does one thing, and while I enjoy doing that one thing, I also have other decks I want to play. Fudge in the Discord server has mostly fixed control, and I have mostly fixed tank. And aggro's really the only version of this deck that has left to be majorly solved. And there's obviously ratio changes within the other two, but mostly, like, this is... The decks are mostly solved. There's not a whole lot of changes for me to make. And as someone who likes making deck lists, I want to spend more time doing that. Now, also on top of that, let me name these real quick. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then this will be Sunday. Okay, cool. Sunday is really hard for me to upload on, and Monday, like these 2 days are the hardest 2 days for me to upload on. So these days I'd like to change something else, and I still want to post Shanks content because you all like Shanks content, and that is the community I've created. So I'd like to take Shanks and put it on like these days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and so I can keep this up. And then I want to make my Cool Monday here like a weird kind of almost podcasty day with the new releases coming out and things I want to talk about. This is the absolute hardest day for me to upload on. Because I have locals early, like mid-Sunday, and I'm not ahead of my release schedule right now. So if I'm recording content daily to make content daily, I have to record Monday on Sunday when I'm not available 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. due to locals and, related, the time frame, right? So that makes this bad, and it has to be like this to like this. And I don't want this to become, I don't want 10 to 12 to become 10 to 4. So if I could record something like this where it's just one take where I'm yapping, that makes everything much easier for myself and offers still content on that Monday. So back to, so what about Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday? Well, I would keep these as almost flex days in a way. Thursday and Sunday, I want to be, well, sorry, I'm going to rephrase that. Not flex days necessarily, but I want this to be either, well, no, I guess it is a flex day. A day where I can upload another, not necessarily Shanks deck. It could be Shanks, but it might also be like Kalgara, or Blue Purple Luffy if I become evil for some reason, or maybe like the EBO3 VV update or something. Those will probably be saved for over here. But just, I want a day where I can make something that isn't Shanks. And part of that is because moving forward into like OP13, he's not really viable. And I don't want to build, I like making content. I want to keep making content. And I don't want to build a community that is just like Shanks pilled, and then I don't want to make Shanks content anymore, right? But obviously that's still a focus. I'm not going to stop making Shanks content when OP13 hits. It's a very fun deck to me. It's one of my favorites. But it's going to go from being, oh, this is my meta-relevant competitive deck I'm playing for the set, to this is my fun-off pick for, you know, like a Thursday night where we're just doing like casual local stuff. And if that's the case, like, I don't want to put most of my time into building that when, one, again, Shanks is still going to stay mostly solved. We're not getting support in OP13. There's not, like, new cards coming out. All of the red cards released in OP13 are genuinely terrible, outside of, like, the Garp Searcher. It's all, like, very specifically red-green Luffy support, and I think, anyway. Yeah, I remember most of the cards being tied to Luffy and, like, low base power characters. So, like, without new support, I'm playing the same deck list or a different deck list using old cards. As it sounds entertaining to me. So, like, maybe when we move into OP13, I'll probably start playing, like, Roger or something. So, like, that's what would happen there. Or maybe I'll be playing, you know, Saba or Bella Betty. I don't know. But I don't want to set myself up where everyone kind of expects me to play Shanks when I'm not even playing Shanks, like, IRL, like, in person. So I kind of want to set myself up where these are like my quote-unquote like main days, where I'm just playing whatever deck I'm playing for that set, and then, which is currently Shanks. And then I have like these flex days where I can be like, okay, today, like Saturday, like, ooh, let's talk about OP13, Bella Betty again, or Red Green Luffy, right? Or Blue Yellow Ace. Because I'm sure people are interested in seeing the OP13 leaders. And yeah, that's that plan. What more? Like, so then Thursday and Sunday, these are the days I have locals events, and I actually think it'd be kind of cool if I went over the deck I was playing that day. Just like as a baseline, like for example, later today I'm playing Kalgara, and I'd love to make a cool Kalgara video, but like that's not gonna do very well, and that's okay. I don't need it to. But I want this to be less of a, oh, I don't want to record Shanks right now, here's a backup video, and more, this is genuinely expected. But also, there are times where I won't be able to upload. Again, like, unless once in the process of getting my schedule down, it's going to be a little, like, this is not always going to happen. I'm not always going to have time to do this. So maybe, like, this Thursday, I just won't upload. Because I just don't have time to or something. And then I'll like acknowledge it, of course. I'll have something planned, but like every like couple weeks, I just want a day where it's not necessarily expected that I upload, and just having these 3 days potentially off alleviates a lot of the pressure of saying I want to make an hour-long video every day, because I don't want to force myself to make that manageable. That doesn't seem realistic at the moment. So what does this all amount to? This all amounts to me just wanting to have a schedule. There is a text function! Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I can work with that later. But, yeah, I want to have some kind of just better schedule that is more realistic for me, as well as the future of the channel, I guess would be the way to put it. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at right now. Mondays can be like a sort of podcast day where we'll talk about the progress on EVO3 Vivi, which is a leader I'm very excited for, and once that leader releases, will definitely become a mainstay on this channel. And then like Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll cover Shanks for now, and whatever deck I plan to play in the future. When PRBO2 hits, we'll be covering Shanks a lot more often, because I'll be a lot more excited to play it. But for now, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. One of these will be like a ranked update, probably, as I continue that. One of these will be maybe like we're trying a control list, we're trying like an OP13 list, or someone wanted me to play with the PRBO2 Kobe card, or someone wanted me to play with this card or that card, just whatever, right? Whatever the people want to see in a flavor that works. And then, maybe on a Saturday I want to make a Shanks video because I had a cool idea or something. But a lot of the time lately, now that I've kind of settled with my Shanks list, I want to make other content. I really want to play Kalgara, honestly. This deck is super cool, this set. And with how, let's be honest, awful OP13 looks for the majority of decks, I want to play the fun decks while I still can. Which is a little bummy, but I think it's still, like, thing to talk about. I want to play like Kuzan, so I want to have time to make content for that. And now that I have a sort of community, like people, like I've been asked to make a Kalgara video, for example. That was a big thing. Kalgara's a big one on my mind right now, just because it's a good example. But someone asked me to make that video. And I had this moment where I was like, I could, but it's bad for views. And I was like, well, I can still do it. And I can create community of people who just want to see my content, not necessarily the deck I play. And I think, to me, that sounds way cooler than just being the guy who plays Shanks every day. That sounds kind of awful. So, that's my little update for now. Monday will be our little podcast day that is easy for me to record and make. We'll talk about any kind of market fluctuations I expect, I guess. If you've seen market watch videos by other content creators, or EVO3 Vivi updates, if that's kind of going well. Until it updates on the sim, we can start incorporating it into our direct gameplay days. But maybe it'll be or even a day where I can be like, hey, what do you guys want to see this week? I have a plan for this, and I have a plan for this, but I don't have a plan for, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday. So what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see me play this deck or that deck? Do you want to see this card in Shanks or that card? And I think it'd be nice to have sort of a viewer interaction plan day. I don't know. It seems like a good idea to have a day dedicated to planning that's easy for me to record on a day I otherwise can't record super easily. And then, I don't actually know the redo function. Ooh, Control Z that. Okay, sorry. I don't use Paint ever. I didn't plan for this. It's just kind of a spur off the top of my moment idea I had to use Paint instead of the sim, because I wanted a way to express my, I guess, hands. I talk with my hands a lot, so this felt like the natural next step. But yeah, and then Tuesday we'll cover the Shanks deck, and Wednesday I might even allocate Wednesday specifically to ranked updates, and then Friday or Thursday we'll cover what deck am I playing at locals today? I'm playing green red smoker for some reason, because I have this deck built. Wink wink. I don't. Why did I say wink? It was supposed to be a different motion. I don't know. I'm tired. Even right now, it's 3 in the morning, right? That's how far off of this I am. And then Friday we'll come back. We'll be like, hey, I want to try OP13 Shanks, because I do want to try Shanks in OP13. I don't think it's gonna be great, but I think there's definitely a way to make him work. And if you're a good enough pilot, you can make anything work, right? And then Saturday and Sunday we'll just toss whatever at the wall. Okay, today I want to play this video because earlier this week it was recommended. Or I want to play this because earlier this week it was recommended on Monday. And I think that'd be cool. So that's my plan. That's my update for now. Basically, I'm trying to adjust to a better schedule for myself, something closer to this. And in the process of that, I want to will be less the Shanks guy and more just the One Piece, one of the One Piece content creators that people watch and have fun doing. And also, this is gonna sound weird, but I've looked into recording with other people, not like big like content creators or anything, but just like the friends I have across the community. I'm not gonna say any names or make any promises, but if you know who you are, if you know who you are, I'm interested to try some things, especially in regards to like Vivi or Shanks, mainly those two, as well as stuff like Calgara. I think like collabs would be kind of cool, even if it's just random members from the Discord, but just people who know a deck better than me and can like talk like while I play it, they can talk about lines that are optimal or whatnot. Because I still want to provide um like I don't just want to post a video for the sake of posting a video. I want it to be an informational thing, and I'm not necessarily the best at every deck. I'm not the best at every deck. I mean, no one is, right? I'm a generally good player, and I'm a very good Shanks player in it. But um, to say I'm a good Bella Betty player is not true, or a good Blue Yellow Nami player, or a good like Calgara player. It's not. It's just frankly that's not true. So yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. I might ask around, see if anyone is interested. We'll get around to that. But for now, this is my plan. Is that it? Yeah. And if you have any suggestions, questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below. And I guess I'll see you next time. Is there anything else I want to say before that? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I just about covered everything. New schedule, new other schedule. Yeah. And just there might be there again, just to come back to this before we do I need to come back to this? Yeah. Other let's review. Okay, podcast day. Cool. Shanks Day. Fun day that I will almost always upload on, but in the case that I can't upload a day a week, expect it to be one of these three. And this is just what I'm planning to play at locals or something. And then Shanks Day, and then Fun Day, that's like Thursday, and then Fun Day, it's like Thursday again. That is more like Thursday because I have locals that day. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back to regularly scheduled programming tomorrow. That'll be our Shanks Day. I just want to try this out. I've been feeling a little. It's been weird being like doing this because obviously my videos I don't want to say blew up because they didn't like quote unquote like blow up, but they did gain a lot more traction than I expected them to a lot earlier due to the support of other content creators as well as the Discord community and friends just helping. Like I garnered like 2,000 views on one of my first videos, and that just kind of threw me right in some sense. So I'm just adjusting to making content, right? That's what this is. This is to keep you guys updated on my thoughts and what my plans are. And yeah, I figured it'd be good to keep the community included as much as possible, right? So yeah, for the last time, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below. I'll do this video. I will see you tomorrow with some Shanks content. And on that note, goodbye.